So yeah, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rocio Barnabe, and as Pilar just said, I work as the Internationale Hochschule SDI München in Germany. I am a researcher in the field of easy-to-read audiovisual content, which was actually the topic of my PhD. But today I'm here as the project coordinator of Live Text Access, in short LTA, which is another European funded project that focuses on training for real-time interlingual subtitlers. So real-time interlingual subtitling is another access service. As you know, in live subtitlers create written translations of what is said of a speech, and these translations appear on the screen as subtitles. The translator can do the translation either by means of speech recognition software or by means of a keyboard. You can use a standard keyboard, as you know, or you can use a special keyboard such as the Velotype keyboard, which is the one we're using in our project. The Velotype keyboard is special because it allows you to press different keys at the same time, and so-called chords. So you are creating actually syllables instead of single letters, which bottom line makes the process faster than typing with a regular keyboard. The project started in 2018 and it will end now in August 2021. The goal of the project is to harmonize quality in terms of delivery and in terms of training. Our partner, the European Federation of Hard of Hearing, identified already in 2015 in their report that the quality provided by live subtitlers across Europe was not harmonized, was uneven. Similarly, in the academic world, scholars like Carlo Eugeni, who is also partner in the project, and Pablo Romero Fresco described that there are an uneven, unharmonized training in Europe in terms of settings and in terms of techniques that are trained. For instance, they described that most often settings like TV, live subtitling for TV and conferences are trained, whereas other settings such as parliamentary sessions are not. Similarly, with the techniques, re-speaking by means of speech recognition software was more often trained than velotyping or typing altogether, which means that the languages that were taught for or trained for re-speaking were limited to the number of languages available in the software. So if I say that the goal is to harmonize, implies that there was chaos, and then if I say our goal was to harmonize this chaos, might be understood as a very difficult task. However, this task was not that difficult because we were able to build a very well-balanced consortium with all the stakeholders in the field, meaning we have 3 universities, we have 2 associations, we have an European Certification and Qualification Association, we have the End Users Association, European Federation of Hard of Hearing, and we have 3 providers of live subtitles. The rationale of the project was actually to bring together all this knowledge from the different stakeholders, and the vision was to create one single map of all the competencies and skills that are needed for a professional live subtitle profile. The methodology that we're using in the project follows a participatory approach, meaning all views are heard and the input of each stakeholders, academia, end users, providers, students, trainers, they are then reflected in the outputs that we are delivering. We have gathered during the project two different types of data, quantitative data and qualitative data. The tools we've used have been online surveys and interviews, mainly for the first part of the project where we were mapping the skills and competencies and designing the curriculum. Focus groups we're using at the moment, or we have been using those. UAB, Pilar was in charge of this working package. Focus groups, they use focus groups for evaluating the course structure and the quality of the training materials. Because we only have so little time today, 5 to 10 minutes for the presentation, I invite you to take a look at all the reports and the results and outputs in our webpage. This is www.ltaproject.eu. Because our project is about harmonizing across Europe, harmonizing training across Europe, we put a special emphasis on choosing tools for our outputs that can be that are understandable, accessible, transferable, and are able to be validated across Europe in all countries. Basically, what we have done is that we are leaning on the Bologna suggestions, on the Bologna Declaration from 1999, and we're using, for instance, skills cards. Skills cards are very easy illustrations of the competencies and skills that a professional profile must have. We're using a common language. We're using learning outcomes to describe the proficiency levels and the skills. We are using ECTS. ECTS and ECTVET are credits to quantify the workload that a student needs to learn, to acquire a learning outcome. Today I was reading a report from the German agency where it says that 81% of the trainings in Germany are recognized by other countries in Europe because they're using ECTS descriptions of the workload and learning outcomes. There you see how important these tools are in such a project that is for whole Europe. Our training materials are also accessible. We are providing different types. For example, the video lectures will be subtitled, and we are providing transcripts. And again, in order to be able to validate the skills that the students will be acquired with the training and with the curricula, we have chosen to add a certification scheme that allows any professional or any students to validate their skills and obtain a certificate. In this case, we're using the certification scheme of our partner ECQA. So LTA contribution to training in live subtitling will be a map of skills and competencies, tools to acquire and train these skills, and a certification scheme to validate them afterwards. Here are the data of the project, the web page, the Facebook and Twitter, and of course my address, as Pilar said before. If you have any questions or you would like to be a stakeholder or receive any information from us, please just let me know. There you find my email address, rocio.barnabe@sdi-münchen.de. Thank you very much.